So with 2023 kind of starting to wrap up a little bit, we don't have much left to go before the New Year's. I figured it's a perfect time for me to start making a sketchbook tour, at least of these two sketchbooks that I have here. Now, interestingly enough, I just checked a second ago. I started this book literally yesterday, a year ago. So that's pretty awesome. I had no idea that I've had this book for such a long time, and it's awesome to see that I can show you guys kind of how my art's evolved over the year. It's not a great sketchbook because I've kind of started taking this a lot more seriously now in the past couple of months. But it is there. It has some cool things. And I also have this one, which I'm still kind of going into because it has textured papers. It's not something I always want to use. So I have these two to show you guys. And first of all, I want to start off by saying I'm wishing you all happy holidays and a happy Christmas. Whether you're celebrating it or not, I hope you get to spend the time with people around you that you love and that you get to spend it either drawing or relaxing, depending on what you want to do. I hope you're drawing instead. With that being said, I've got a new sketchbook that I'm dying to start very soon. I want this to be full on drawing practice mode. Everything I see, I want to be drawing in this book. Without really talking about it too much more, can't wait to get this started, but I gotta close off this chapter and I really want to show you guys what I've got in here. So let's have a look at it. Here it is. Here is my pretty long sketchbook. It's had a nice lifetime, and I do have a couple notes here which I can't really show you because it's some ongoing work that I can't yet disclose. I do some commissions from now and then, and I want to make sure that I keep my promise of not showing anyone this stuff, so that's going to be in there. But let's get started. This book, when I started it, I was a little bit more on the design side again, and I wanted to put this at the beginning of every book I had, just so I remember all of this stuff. And it's just basic things such as the story always wins. So that's the most important thing when you're creating a design, creating a drawing, telling something on YouTube. It's the story. The story always wins. And this is the basic formula for a good story. And then under it, I have the 10 principles of good design, which is something I learned quite a lot in Brunel when I was studying industrial design. We had a designer called Dieter Rams. He is one of my favorite designers. His work is beautiful. He worked for Braun, and it's very iconic work. If you look at things like the calculator app on your iPhone, it's very much based off of his calculator design. So his design's been very influential, especially on places like Apple. Apple's back when... what was his name? Johnny Ive was the main designer there. He was creating designs very much based on things that Dieter Rams would do. So these are just kind of rules and things I set out to do. All of this kind of ended up forgetting about it at the beginning of the book, but I started it off with a couple of portrait studies, I guess. When I look at this now, I like to think that I've actually improved quite a bit. These have become a lot better in the recent times, and I'm very happy to actually see that. It's good to flip back from a book like this, because I did talk about how comparison is not something you should be doing, but comparing yourself to who you were a year ago is amazing, because now you get to see where you've kind of made the corrections and where you're going further and what you're enjoying more. All of that stuff, like it's important to look back at your own work and seeing how you're improving. So that's the only comparing you should really be doing as an artist. Next one was this was a plan for a drawing, I think. It would be for a painting, sorry. It would be nice if I actually went along and did this. It's some environment design, as you can see. Huge into Zdzisław Beksinski's work. He is one of my favorite painters of all time. He was a Polish painter. His work is incredible and very much inspired by him. Seeing this now, I should definitely take this onto a canvas. It would be very fun to do. And I haven't taken off the tape yet because I think it's like solidified in here. Now it's just going to tear the page. But it looks cooler like this. I like the sketchbook looking a little bit, dirtier and looking like it's had some use. Here I have some practice again. Another one of my favorite artists, Qing Yi. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He has incredible work. I really recommend checking some of it out. He does these very incredible space, cyber, fantastical creatures. They're amazing. I don't know how to fully describe his work. It's very unique, and that's probably what I love the most about it. And then there's Stanley. There's my rabbit. His name's Stanley. He looks like a G. He's awesome. I love him. And I did a little drawing of him. He was actually very young at this stage. That's why he looks very, very distinct, I guess. What's next? Okay, here's some actual studies and stuff I was learning. So this is where I believe this was David Finch's video on line weight. Very, very good video. I linked it before, but I'll try and remember to link it down in this description as well. Amazing guy. An amazing artist, and this was a very nice way of explaining how lines should be made, and how when the light shines here there's a lighter line and then there's a darker line over here. I actually did a video on this as well, so if you guys want to check out my video on how to do line weight, that'll be hopefully linked as well if I remember. But I did a little arm study here as well, trying to incorporate this line stuff into it. Next, this is a drawing I did a couple of days ago, and I posted it on my community page. I was very happy with this. It looked like kind of professional. I don't know if that's a good way of saying it, but it looked like it's from like an anime or something, and I was very happy with the way the lines were made. I don't know why it just all came together, but I was using this pencil, which I don't usually use. It's a very heavy pencil. I got this for like very cheap at TK Maxx because its packaging was open before. And I don't know, it just, for some reason, it allowed me to create some really nice line quality. For me, at least, I enjoyed making this. So that came out, and that was in Krakow. That's how you say it in Polish. I don't know how you say it in English properly. Old Spider-Man drawing, which I never finished, and this is going to be a recurring theme in the sketchbook. There's a lot of drawings I never finish. But that's just unfortunate, isn't it? I get bored of them, and then I want to leave it behind because I'm like, there's no point. I'll just do the next one. And there's also a lot of empty pages in here, so you might have to get used to that. Here I was trying to do a study of the skull and the muscles on the face. No, I'm just going to take a sip. Yeah, I was trying to do like a study of the muscles and the bones and how the face is kind of structured, and then there's a smiley face here. I think I drew this same time I drew this, because I was kind of going back through the book and saying, oh, I should fill out some of this blank space. But I'm that type of person that likes to just move on to the next book. I don't know why. It's very wasteful and I shouldn't do it, but yeah, I'll try and get a little better. Here is some experimentation, I guess. There's a cow in a cave. No idea what's going on here. This is kind of the Beksinski inspired stuff. And this is a H.R. Giger inspired art as well. I have one of his books, and his art is very strange, but very, very cool. He's also, if you didn't know, he's the original designer behind the Alien, the Xenomorph in the Alien franchise. But this was just me. I got a pencil sideways and saw what I could do with it. Also trying to practice some sort of composition behind of it. It's not great, it's weird, but I guess it could be developed at some point. I think I did this for like a TikTok, back when I was making TikToks on drawing. And also I was trying out some different pens. I think I got the Rapidograph, the Rotring Rapidograph here, and I was trying to use it and seeing how it works, and this is kind of what came out of it, and it looks very weird. I don't know if I like it or not, but yeah, there it is. There's another drawing I did of a man in what looks to be a lab, and he's chilling on this computer. He's got his arms crossed. I tried to go for detail here, really, but a lot of these represent different stages of me being inspired by a different artist. I think this was mainly Karl Kopinski kind of inspiration. I definitely used the Pentel brush for this, the sign brush. And yeah, I kind of remember drawing this, but it was kind of a quick sketch. I think I started doing these for my like regular TikTok uploads and my regular Instagram uploads. I tried doing this one. It's like a robot chilling at a cafe with a seat that's propelled by rocket fuel. So that's a great way to burn your legs, I guess. And there's a dead plant here for some reason. Not much else to this drawing. It's just a robot dude chilling. This, again, a lot of empty space, but this was me coming back from a trip to Warsaw, and this is me eating a bowl of pho. I also did this for Instagram. I think I got a couple of these videos on my page, if they're still there. I think they are. But yeah, I was trying to draw this on the train. I had a cool little setup where I had my phone on the table and then I was drawing under it. And yeah, it came out alright, I guess. It looks a bit weird. There's another trying to create some sort of original artwork, I guess. Some sort of robotic skull with chemicals coming out of its head. I think the whole premise of this was different ideas being bubbled up in my head and flowing around, and me trying to grasp a different idea. I know it's kind of deep, but that was what I was thinking of at the time when I was doing it. I guess a fun drawing, but not much to it. Another empty page, but I did this a couple of days ago. I think this was done in Krakow as well. I'm happy with the way this turned out. And I can see that now there's a difference between my face, because this was, I believe this was actually straight from memory, so I was very happy the way this turned out. But the way like the faces are starting to look now compared to what I was showing you guys before, it seems to be getting a lot more clear and a lot more like, if I look at this, I know it's okay. Because with the previous faces, there'll be something off about it, and I'd never know what. And that's just a sign of not being able to draw your faces correctly. People see the face a lot, and they know exactly what it's supposed to look like. So even when you don't know how to draw, if there's something slightly off about a face, you'll be able to tell. And that's why it's so important for artists to get facial features correctly. This was some sort of design I did for a cup that kind of slots into the plate that's under it. I don't know why. Oh, this. I tried to correct it and it looked really bad. Like, what is that? I just laughed at it and left it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to come back to this. And so, yeah, you can see there is some terrible drawings in here. And I was thinking whether I should show you guys, but I just want to be real. Not every drawing that comes out is great, and when it's in the sketchbook, I'm not a big fan of cutting and ripping pages out, so I guess I just leave it there for it to be forever bad, and you'll see some examples of that in the other sketchbook as well. There's some arm practice before I was doing the fundamentals days, which, by the way, I will be coming back to that after Christmas. I do plan on coming back to that. So yeah, these are just some basic arm studies done with a ballpoint pen. Then there's a torso/arm study with all of this blank space. See, it will never be finished, this sketchbook. There's so much left. I'm sure I'll find it at some point again and I'll go over it a little bit and I'll draw some stuff in here. But I'm dying to fill out the next book. Absolutely fill it out. I do not want to leave any pages like this in the next one. And yeah, what have we got here? We got some sort of, oh yeah, this was practice with composition and trying to learn different things that I could be doing for my compositional things for art. I haven't made many original pieces lately, so this was just kind of study stuff. At the moment I'm studying anatomy and all that, but I will be getting to composition because it's equally as important as things like anatomy. So yeah, just trying to explain to my brain how this should be working, pretty much. Some figure studies. What was this? This was genuine, like, quick study practices. That was, trying to remember. I think this was using the website, Line of Action. My main goal in this was speed. Just go as fast as you can and try and get as many as you can on the page. So this was... It was fun. Obviously, you can't tell much of this, but the whole point was to start to solidify these ideas in my head. And then there was another one. I guess day 1, day 2. So I was trying to stay on like a practice spree, I guess, trying to make sure that I continue. And then I made some notes of it, focused on the line of action, and spent too long focusing on detail with this one, which actually made it look better, in my opinion. But yeah. Oh, this was nice. I went to a forest here in Poland, and decided that I wanted to sort of look at some natural forms and start learning some natural lines that form in nature. This was a lot of fun actually, and this was done with a nice Tombow pencil, like a nice wooden pencil from Tombow, which I hope to buy again. I bought that pencil somewhere in the UK and I have no idea where to find it now. And also I've only been able to find a box of them and they're quite expensive. And I don't use anything really past the HB or maximum 2B, and that one had like 6B, 4B, and I'm like, I'm not going to use them, so what's the point? But yeah, it's nice to look at like tree trunks and see the natural form that is created within it. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's nice to have these whenever we're trying to take inspiration for like a creature or something. It's great to have nature in your like, what's the word? In your memory bank or whatever you want to call it. This is a mixture of stuff. This was actually a couple of days ago. Again, this was on the coach. I drew a back of someone's head and then I decided I didn't want to go further. This was from imagination and it worked out really well and I love the style of this. I'd love to recreate it, so I'm going to try and recreate it in my like next pictures, but I'm very happy with the style. It kind of looks like older anime style and I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Gonna have to like kind of snapshot that in my brain. And here I was trying to draw the inside of a fast food joint called, what's it called? Pashibus here, which is where they serve burgers, and they're very, very, very good. And it's like our favorite place to go. So I started drawing the counters and then I stopped, and this was like a window in the cafe that I was at the time. Ooh, this one's nice. This is an interstellar screen study, like of the shot. It was quite a lot of fun to do, and when drawing this, I kind of got that feeling where I was like, oh, like my art's getting a little better here. I feel like it's becoming a little bit better. So I was very happy with the way this turned out. I did this on the 5th of the 5th, 2023. So as you can see already, from here to here, we've gone a couple months. So I wasn't even using this book that much. I think I may have had another book at the same time, which is why, but then again, I can't actually remember. This guy did another pose study, and I went over it a couple of days ago just for fun, and I decided to put a skull on him for some reason. Skulls are fun. Reworked 25th of November, so there's another started piece, like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing. Really trying to use the markers and the brush pens. Quite a lot of fun. I think brush pens are really great if you have some bigger paper, or if you have way more control. I didn't, unfortunately. This is some supernatural thing going on. There's like a little liquid coming out of the ground and flowing upwards. But this was actually quite a bit of fun designing this guy over here. Further on, we have my friend asked me to draw a swole boy for him, and I drew a swole boy trying to take apart a dumbbell. Yeah, that's don't really know much else about him, but he looks alright. And then there's a drawing I did recently as well. As you can see, my sketchbook's a bit messy because like I let things bleed through. Well, there's nothing else I can do about the bleeding, but I've let it bleed through. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna utilize this page at least a little bit and draw this guy on here. I did this a couple days ago as well. Let's go further. We got a little spaceship design here. That was a lot of fun. Very simple, but I was like, oh, that looks very good. Like, I was very happy with the way this turned out. And around this time, I got some Copics, so I was playing around with those. This I drew when my girlfriend was horse riding, and I was there on the side. And I decided to draw this guy leaping over something, which turned out really cool. These were another point where I was like, this looks awesome. Mike Ehrmantraut. This was following a technique from an artist, and I'm trying to remember who it is, and when I remember I'll put a link, because I definitely want to give credit. But yeah, this was a lot of fun actually, drawing these faces and figuring out a system to get more accurate faces each time. This guy didn't turn out too good, but you can see that by his own expression. But yeah, this was a fun way of trying to learn how to draw faces, and it came out pretty well. And I had some red lead at this time. I seem to be planning some sort of a drawing here, but I never actually went through with anything. I had some little yellow lead here, and it looks terrible because you basically can't see it. And then I guess I was testing out a pencil over here or something. So yeah, it's just a bunch of mess. Ooh, here we see a start of something. I don't know if any of you recognize this one, but this is the start of the Fundamentals Day stuff. Look at that. That's fun to see. This was literally the first episode, the arm muscles, the arm bones, sorry. And then we started, I don't know if I did this on the video or not, but then there's just some more arm practice here. Turned out pretty good. Did some pose studies over here, trying to understand muscle structures and the female body and the male body and stuff like that. I kind of started doing this stuff because I haven't done much of it before, so this is me starting to make these studies. There's some more faces. Oh, look at that Van Neistat. It would be awesome if you saw this. I wonder if you'd like it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Van Neistat. He makes some awesome videos, very creative. And I was drawing him when I was watching the video, and I was very happy with the way it turned out. It kind of actually looks like him. And there's another portrait down here, which I think I did from a Pinterest study, and then there was from imagination. You can already tell the difference when I try to do something from imagination and when I do it from a reference. This looks way better, this looks terrible. Look at the eyes, they're way too far apart. But I can say that I am starting to get a little bit better at this stuff. What we got here? I can show this. Yeah, cool. I think this is the last page. No, okay, I got two pages and then I got to skip a little part. This was recent as well, just practicing some stuff, and I drew a random mech here which looked terrible, so I kind of tried to redraw it. Then I gave up. I was drawing this guy when I was waiting for the coach to go to Krakow. He left very shortly after, and I was left wondering what he looked like, because I do this the wrong way around. I should try to remember what their face looks like and then draw it, rather than just constantly drawing it at the same time as they're there. But yeah, this perspective pose study, this was from memory, and you can already see from memory, like this was drawn like a week ago, and this was drawn, I don't even know when, but like from memory you can kind of start to see an improvement. So it's awesome that they're right next to each other. What we got here are some plans for doing stuff at work, just quick thumbnails, and then a portrait because I got bored. All right, let me make sure I skip this part just to ensure that I don't share these. I will be able to share them soon enough, but not yet. Quick sketch I did in a cafe, which was called Locale. It's local, but it's called Locale here. It's a bakery. It's a very nice bakery, and there was a massive line of people. They weren't angry or anything, but I decided to put an angry guy in there. This was more kind of like a perspective thing to practice, and yeah, I was very happy with the way this turned out. I think I'll be able to do a lot better now, but yeah, it turned out pretty well. This is my girlfriend's desk. I randomly decided to draw it when I was in our room, and yeah, I don't know why I decided to draw it. I think I was just kind of trying to get a perspective on it, and I didn't have anything else to draw, so I just decided to draw what's in front of me. Here's some more logo stuff that I did started doing for someone. Can't remember. Hold on, let me just adjust this because I see it flying away. Alright, yeah, I did a couple logos, just practicing, nothing too special, just trying to create a design for a logo. And then there's some thumbnails for, I was planning to make a YouTube outro of like an animation, but I guess I'll have to hold this for another time. I made some weird lips on myself here. This is meant to be me, like in a nice cool perspective, and I have a really cool idea for this, and hopefully I will return to it at some point. So yeah, this will be in the works. So it's just thumbnailing really for it as a plan. Another bit that I have to skip over, and since I skipped over, I did a tattoo design for my friend, a quick sketch. It's meant to be Starfield and Elder Scrolls. At the time, Starfield just came out and he's loving the game, and Skyrim is like one of his favorite games of all time, so I decided to kind of try and merge them together. And he was very happy with it. I wonder if he'll get it at some point. Oh, yeah, I was trying to design a camera rig for my recording, and decided to go with something completely different when I made it. And then there's a character design for something. I'm not going to say much about it, but just a character design that I wanted to see if I can go through. This was from imagination as well, and look at that. This looks a lot more awesome than any of the previous things that I was doing. I'll try and find it here. Yeah, there you go. Once again, comparing this to this, there's a big improvement here, and I'm happy about it. This was done recently as well, because I was kind of coming back to this again. Just a horse that I started drawing randomly. Hands, we did this on one of the fundamental videos. This was a Halloween special because they're kind of all messed up and zombie-like. And then I was trying to draw a mechanical pencil that I could design one day, but it was a very quick sketch. I really just wanted to use my markers. There's a faces, the faces video we did. I didn't like too much how they worked, came out, but in the end, I actually think they came out alright. Not too bad. Look at this guy. Biggest mustache I've ever seen. This was a Pinterest portrait that I did. Found that guy. This, to date, my most popular video. I wonder why, but this was a lot of fun to draw and very, very good educationally. This reference that someone did was amazing, and I'm very happy that I was able to find it, because it really breaks down like the muscles of the neck and how it works. Maybe that's why this video was so popular, because you get to actually see it. And it's very stylized as well. I was very happy with how this turned out. Then there was the eye drawing, which also turned out pretty well. I like the way the eyes came out, and I think they look really awesome. Further down, we have basically Stanley has this water dispenser that I absolutely despise. It's literally the worst design I've ever... Well, it's great. It's really, really good because it has water here and it constantly refills and it's like a bowl for him. Really good. But the way it attaches to the cage is terrible, and it's so much work to attach it to the thing. It has like this wire that's really hard to stretch out. I was trying to see if I could design something that will hold on and actually work, and then I never went through with it, which is a typical story. But yeah, it was fun designing it. I did a car design project back in sixth form, and I was trying to relive those days a little bit. Trying to create some design. These are terrible. They really didn't come out very well, but it was just some practice, really. Trying to remember what I was doing. There's a suave gentleman over here. I drew this not too long ago either. It was put on the Discord. And then there's a car design again. Doesn't look great. It looks like a Hot Wheels car. It looks pretty bad, but it was fun designing it. Just a little bit of fun. Oh look, another start drawing, which was going to be really awesome actually. I was going to do like this whole perspective thing here, but then I got bored again. But I do want to come back to this at some point. It will be fun to fill this page out. As I started going along, I started realizing like all the knowledge I'm lacking of all these drawings. So yeah, I didn't want to continue it too much. Some more portrait studies with a couple journal entries with it. I'm really, 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 really happy with the way these turned out, especially this one. It looks awesome. At this point, I saw another person do a sketchbook tour, and I was absolutely mesmerized in his art. It was beautiful, and the amount of art on this sketchbook and the amount of sketchbooks he had, it was perfect. So I got inspired to use some ballpoint pen, and I started drawing with a ballpoint pen. This is Stanley, and my girlfriend was in bed, and I took a nice picture of her, and I decided that I'm going to draw it here, and I think it turned out really nice. It's one of the first pictures I made of her which actually looks like her, so it was a lot of fun. This was done from imagination, and this is a foot because I can't draw feet. Feet are hard to draw, and this actually turned out pretty well. And then I was trying to draw another picture, and it was a very strange expression, and as you can see, it didn't work out very well, but still, nevertheless, it does look kind of cool, so I will give myself a little bit of credit. Oh, okay, we've got another face study here, and then some more from imagination, which I could have warmed up or something. These didn't come out great, but this one came out right. Another kind of linking back to that previous character design I was doing. This was a little different variation of him. Kind of took it a little bit further than a sketch. Had a little bit of fun with it. Tried to make a comic panel here, and then I stopped doing it because I started doing it on bigger paper. But yeah, this was fun to use. I tried using my old Pentel brush pen over here to try and explore that, and then copying a page from a manga that I have. Didn't turn out great, but oh yeah, I was copying it here as well. It was really hard actually, going from like trying to draw like a realistic face to a more stylized manga face. I forgot to draw her eyebrows in, and then trying to create my own character. And this one didn't turn out great. The eyes are weird, but it is very difficult actually trying to draw like a anime slash manga cartoon style. Some more face studies. It's got a very, very unique expression and pose. I very much liked the picture. My voice is going to break a lot more during this video, isn't it? Yeah, I liked the picture a lot, so I decided to draw it. I'm going to have to skip a couple pages here again. There we go. Couple more faces, very recent. I think I did this a couple of days ago. This one came out awesome. This one came out pretty well. That one came out alright as well. They look pretty fun. These are some more studies using some 2H lead, because I'm starting to kind of go on to 2H lead because I like the soft look of it, and I like how much like space it gives me for ink. Very, very happy with the way these turned out. Got to skip again, and I think we're going to get to like some of the last pages here. Yeah, I got 2 more pages to show you guys. Here we've got a study I was doing again on when my girlfriend was doing horse ride. This was literally today. I was filling this out today. And this one as well. Another drawing from Pinterest, and approaching 600 because me and my girl gave each other our Christmas presents early, and I finally have my dream pencil. Finally. And it is insane. I love this thing completely, but you'll see more of that in the videos to come. I don't want to nerd out about it too much right now. So I got this drawing, very fun, mixing pencil with pen here, mainly because I was trying to test out the rotaring. Hold on, let me skip the next page, and then there's another one I started doing today, like a little pose study thing, and this was also during horse riding. I just had my sketchbook with me. And then there's some blank pages for me to still fill out in the next couple of days before I go on to my next book. So that's this one. And let's go over this one. There's not too much in here, so I'm not going to spend too much time on here. This is a textured paper, and it's very smudgy, but it is a lot of fun to use, especially on with things like brushes, the ink brushes and all that. And it's very nice paper. I'm not exactly sure what like GSM or anything this is. I took off the label, so you won't be able to see. But yeah, this is another portrait study. It's funny, I saw someone doing this portrait study on YouTube a couple of days ago. Even to yesterday, I think. Character tried to design, like a cyborg guy. A lot of fun doing this, actually. I think I did it for Instagram as well. He's got like a little connector at the back of his head. Matrix-inspired stuff. Next one, try to draw Hitman, but he looks very weird. This, I can't remember when I did these, but it was a while ago. His face is a little bit sloped here. Definitely have to improve the head over here. Did an electrical / mechanical arm, which ended up being a short on here, and I also made a video showing my workflow on Photoshop, and this is the thing I used as a drawing to develop. This is terrible. I don't like the way this looks. It was very messy, but I don't know who it's supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be the actor that plays the guy in Mandalorian, the guy everyone's raving about, Pedro Pascal. I don't think it's supposed to be him, but it kind of looks like him. Try to draw like a soldier character with a gun. Yeah. Very messy. That's the only thing I don't like about this textured paper. It gets very, very messy when we're drawing. This guy looked pretty cool. Some mechanical... This almost like a variation of that character you saw earlier, but a little bit more developed. Some face studies here. Also very messy, as you can see. As soon as you put a piece of paper on here, it's all gonna smudge, and I think this is only HB stuff. Like, yeah, HB gets very dark on paper like this. So, yeah, now I'd probably use a 2H pencil on here. But yeah, there's some more. Oh, this is the other terrible drawing that I was talking about. It did not work out. It kind of looks like a fish. I'm not gonna lie, but. This was in London. Whilst we were drinking coffee, I decided to be very, very loose with the drawing and very rough and sketchy due to the fact that this paper is very, very messy. This was on holiday when we were in Gdynia, which is like the seaside here in Poland. I like the way this turned out. Very textured, very nice. I was just kind of scratching away with a fine liner and it came out really, really cool. Again, trying to get that arm that I was using. I think this was all from imagination as well, so that made it even better. I decided to draw a coffee that I finished, which was also at the seaside. Actually, it turned out pretty nice. It was almost like a very stylized cup of coffee. And then I was trying to draw another character, which turned out terrible, not very great. This, I think we actually did a video on this. Yeah, this was one of the Fundamental Days videos. Cool pose, turned out pretty well. And then some more face studies, trying to do different facial expressions and positions, and that's it. Yeah, that is the last one. So, those are the 2 sketchbooks that I have, the most recent ones at least. So, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got to see some of the sketches, maybe it inspired you to kind of go back to your sketchbook and develop it a little bit more and always keep it on hand. Very, very excited to get on with this one. It's also very nice that I'm going to try and make a color for it because I can draw on this. So, I hope everyone here enjoyed it. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas break and a happy New Year. I'm sure I'll see you before the New Year, but I won't see you before Christmas again. So hopefully you all have an awesome time. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, hope it's been inspiring for you. And if you do want to share some of your sketchbook stuff, I have a Discord below in the description. So if you want to join that and be a part of like our community and we share some awesome artwork in there and everything, do click on the link below. And otherwise, I hope you have yourself a great holiday. And yeah, I hope you also enjoyed listening to all the voice cracks in this video. I'll see you in the next one.